Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you all to the 18th Annual Tallgrass Film Festival. My name is Hannah Bothner. I am the short film coordinator for the festival. Thank you all for watching and for tuning in. We also would like to extend a special thank you to all of our sponsors. We could not be doing this without you. If you are enjoying your Tallgrass experience, please let everyone know on Facebook and Instagram, tag us at Tallgrass Film, and use the hashtag Tallgrass2020. I'd like to welcome to the Zoom today the directors, writers, and stars of A Drop of Ambition, Deli Siegel and Emma Atwood. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah. We're so glad you guys are in the UK right now. So where we've got a really global festival right now, right?
Yeah, I'm actually in San Francisco,
awesome.
and Delhi is in London. Yeah, so we're very, very far apart. But...
Even more global, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So my first question I wanted to ask you about your inspiration for making the film. You guys wrote it and directed it, so you know you guys had the source material and everything because it came from you guys. But what was the inspiration for making the film?
Well, I think initially we just started talking, making a film together, and making a comedy film. We wanted to make something that was lighthearted and fun. And then we've always been really interested in strange communities and cults, and we've made some work together about those topics. So we then got interested in MLMs and multi-level marketing schemes, and the strange worlds that they can inhabit. And yeah, I don't know if Debbie, you want to say any more about that?
Yeah, we were just, exactly as Emma said, we were always kind of drawn to these kind of cultish associations, and we wanted to make something that was just quite fun. And we've known people that have been in multi-level marketing schemes, and they're quite popular at the moment. They're quite popular amongst our group of friends. So we just wanted to kind of explore it, and we got quite interested in a company that we created called Severa, which features in the film, and we were quite excited by sort of creating that whole world, and it just seemed like a really fertile topic to make a film about.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like you can't turn your head lately without seeing a multi-level marketing scheme. So it was really awesome to be able to watch you guys explore that in this film. I'd love to know, when you were doing research to build that multi-level marketing scheme, did you look at a bunch of others? I'd love to know how you built that.
Yeah, we did a lot of research into different multi-level marketing schemes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the names. I don't know if that's kind of copyright.
I don't know.
But there's some special kind of essential oils companies, really quite global ones, that we looked at. There are some amazing documentaries about different MLMs in the US and also kind of globally. So we watched documentaries and kind of researched and went kind of deeper into what it's like to join one of these. We once came across a website that had a PDF of this intricate hierarchy of all the different levels that you can get to if you sell a certain amount of product per month, and if you sell this much then you get this, and it was mind-blowing. We were just oh my god, this is crazy. So we definitely did a lot of research into it.
Yeah, we also got really interested in Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow's company, which isn't an MLM, but there's such a strong aesthetic around all of that, and the sort of cult of personality that Gwyneth has in Goop, that we were really inspired by for the character of Penelope, who is the diamond executive in Severa, who our main characters sort of fall under her spell a little bit. So yeah.
So you mentioned the diamond executive. I think one of the main features about all of these groups is just the terminology and the wording, and all of the metaphors and descriptions they have for all of these things. Can you talk a little bit about coming up with those for the film and for your MLM in the film?
Yeah, so we didn't have to kind of go too far or make up too much, because we just sort of picked the funniest terms that we could find and amalgamated them together. And a lot of, yeah, exactly as you say, a lot of the language is very aspirational. It's very abstract. So, you know, these words like diamond and president and elite and all these kind of really you know, fantastic sounding terminology. And we sort of just picked and chose from lots of different MLMs that we looked at, and had quite a lot of fun actually creating it. And like, even in the film, the letter that they received from Penelope to join the MLM, we had quite a lot of fun designing it and kind of writing the copy for what it would be like, with the business headshot of Penelope and that kind of persuasive language of trying to get people to sign up. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I can imagine that would be the most fun part of all of that, diving into all of that. You kind of touched on the aesthetics of like Goop before. The aesthetics in the film are so really amazing and cool. And we have, you know, kind of like it almost evolves throughout, and then you get this really colorful, bright pop during the party at the end. I'd love to know about, you know, like picking the color choices and creating the feel of them building this this aesthetic in the film around that MLM.
Yeah, we worked really closely with our production designer, May Davies, who's incredible, and on bringing the aesthetics that we were imagining to life. So she was fantastic at doing that. And I think one of the things initially was that we really wanted to have the color pink, this sort of millennial pink, closely tied to the Severa brand, because Faith and Bianca are millennials, and the brand is like very much geared towards them. So that was one kind of starting point. And then we were also really interested in the origins of pyramid schemes in America in like the 50s, and that kind of 1950s aesthetic in the party scene at the end, that kind of came out of these like amazing photos and illustrations of Tupperware parties and Amway parties, and these sort of perfect 1950s hostesses trying to sort of live up to this impossible, perfect ideal version of themselves.
Straight down to like the Jello mold snacks and the punch bowl and everything on that.
I was going to say, we had an amazing food stylist, a friend of mine, who came to shoot, and I was like, we need like some crazy jellies. We need, like, when we kind of wanted to have the sort of 50s hostess dinner party jellies, but also kind of mashed up with wellness culture. So we had jellies with cucumbers in them, and kind of like fruit floating around in these kind of blancmanges. So it was this crazy kind of unappetizing but quite beautiful, mad looking food. And we were really interested in the film of making it quite stylized. We were quite inspired, kind of, you know, it's like Wes Anderson's sort of Grand Budapest Hotel, and a few people have said to us like, oh, it reminds me of that, and we're like, oh, thank you. But we were really going for that similar kind of stylized, sometimes pastel color palette, but also with the sort of mustardy colors. And May Davies totally executed our vision just perfectly. So it was really, really fun, and we were really happy with how it came out.
Yeah, that scene at the end with the gross the Jello just jiggling on the table. I love that shot. That's so great. I feel like it really captures everything there.
Oh, thanks.
One thing that I really, really like about the two characters that you guys play is like how you like show their closeness, and it just seems so natural. And you know, I have a best friend that's like this level of like closeness to me kind of thing, and the the scene in the bathroom where Emma, your character's in the bath, and Delia, your character's just sitting there next to her. I really loved seeing that closeness, and we don't really see them fight or get at each other like a lot of people send female friends to do in films. I'd love to know, kind of your journey as the writers, the directors, and the actors with that, creating those characters and creating that friendship.
Well, Delia and I are friends, and we've been friends for like 8 years, maybe more actually. So we already had that really strong foundation there, and I think that, like, in collaborative creative partnerships, that just counts for so much, I think, because there's already so much depth and richness to the relationship, and trust, and we had so much fun making this film and like playing with it and like digging into these characters, and they're kind of, there's some aspects of ourselves in the characters, but they're very much their own creations. Yeah, we just really enjoyed like exploring a pretty positive close female friendship, which I think is so interesting you say. Like, we so often see these like really dysfunctional, really ugly, unhealthy, codependent female friendships on screen, and yeah, that's not always, like, female friendships are actually really great and wholesome and like such a positive part of women's lives. And I think that was something that we wanted to show, that they're very different people, but they care about each other and they believe in each other.
Totally. And also that they're kind of, that rather than being in competition with one another, they're the yin to each other's yang. They kind of complete each other within their differences. And obviously they grate on each other, and that scene in the party when, like, she's getting frustrated, but ultimately they do kind of complement each other and work together, which is what we wanted to show.
Yeah, absolutely. And, even the closest of friends have disagreements every once in a while. But yeah, I loved the way that was portrayed in there. And talking about that party scene, we see these two characters struggle so much the entire time with selling, and then we finally get this like angel investor at the end, essentially, that signs up and brings all of her friends. What was the decision to make that the end, to make them, at least where we leave them in the film, successful?
I suppose it's about, whether it's successful or not.
Yeah.
I think we wanted to play with the idea of kind of, they really just want people do they want to recruit, and the whole idea of the party is to get these new recruits, and when they kind of just decide that it's not for them, they want to step away, this kind of person who's been not that sort of an annoying, well, not an annoying, but slightly less not their favorite person in the room, decides to sign up, and then they're kind of locked into this program that, although that's what they really wanted, at first they realize it's kind of a poison chalice. So yeah, we wanted to sort of play with the expectations of how the kind of journey would evolve.
And also that like the characters are quite, Faith and Bianca are quite young, and Beverly, the character who signs up at the end, is a bit older, and we wanted to show that a lot of MLMs appeal to like women of all ages and older women as well, and Faith and Bianca are kind of quite superficial at the end in a sort of irritation with Beverly in some ways, and it's almost like it serves them right to like end up bound up with this person that they hadn't really given much credit to, but actually she takes the leap of signing herself up, and they're sort of caught between what they willingly signed up for, and now they've changed their minds about, and they can't really easily walk back on it at that point. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess I saw it as success because in my mind, it's just like, well, she can pay back the dog grooming class now. And then,
That's
but then,
true.
yeah, you think about, but then of course I didn't think more about the stuck in the element. And yeah, that's, I think I'm gonna have to go
Yeah, and
back
also
and
this I yeah, I think there's something that we came across in our research, which was that a very, very small percentage of people who sign up for MLMs actually make a profit, because they end up signing up, they buy all the product, and then they literally can't shift the product, so they end up just either losing money or just not really earning any money. And it's
Yeah.
that sort of idea that you have all this energy and enthusiasm and really wanting to commit to it, and lots of people just really go full on, but the actual kind of reality of like surviving in the MLM and being able to make a profit is really hard. So yeah.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask, you had like, so you're writing, directing, and acting in it. Any challenges that you came across directing yourself, especially co-directing yourselves? Anything like that?
I think it was actually, I mean, co-directing was the only way it was possible. I think if one of us had been doing it on our own, it would have been like impossible. Because we always had each other's outside eye to feed off of, and we also had a really amazing team. Our DOP, Nuria Perez, was just amazing, and Ros Howes, our AD, was also incredible. So we had all of these incredibly competent, talented people like supporting us and helping us through that directing process while we were acting, and especially when we were in the same scenes together, it was we really relied on the strength of the whole team to make it work.
Definitely, yeah. And there was, exactly as Emma says, like there would be times when we'd be setting up a shot, but one of us would be in makeup getting ready for the next scene, and it was essential that one of us was kind of able to be there whilst we're setting up the next shot. So I think if it had been just, if we hadn't have had each other, it would have been impossible. So it was really beneficial to have each other. And also just in terms of, as you said, like writing and directing and acting, it was an amazing kind of privilege to be able to write something and then direct it, seeing it come to life with an incredible team, and then also be able to perform in it. That was just great. And I think because we'd worked a lot on prep and kind of just going through the script a lot and rehearsing a lot and really just blocking everything perfectly, so that when we were on set, it was very kind of really well organized, and we knew exactly what we were going to do in the time limits that we had. So luckily, yeah, it all went really smoothly, and we shot it in 3 days. Yeah.
Wow, that's so awesome. Well, thank you all both so much for being here today. This was such an amazing chat. So great to hear more about your film and get all of my pressing questions answered about it. I wanted to ask you guys what is next for the film, for each of you. Anything you want to send people to, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that?
Yes, so we are actually working on adapting the short film, the concept from the short film, into a TV series at the moment. So that's quite exciting. Yeah. So we're kind of in the early stages of development with that, but watch this space. Hopefully there will be more news with that soon. We do have a Twitter page. It's at A Drop of Ambition. So please follow us and check out our content, and also Instagram. A Drop of Ambition, and Facebook, if anyone still uses that. And Emma, do you want to talk about Write Her Direct?
Yeah, so Deli and I, we co-founded a collective last year in the UK with two other amazing women directors, Mac Montero and Lucy C. Jordan, and we support women who are starting out in film and TV and theatre, and we're organising just informal table reads online of TV scripts, and Mac is producing a podcast of scripted episodes. So if you're interested in that, you could go to writeherdirector.co.uk, and Twitter, I think, is at writedirector, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for being here today. Everybody out there, make sure to go check out all of their work. That TV series adaptation sounds awesome, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Thank you all for tuning in out there, and keep watching films.
Thank you.
Thank you.